Welcome back. Today we have another subscriber requested nail set, and the request was to do the continents on nails. So I took 7 nail tips. These are all the same size, so this is not really a nail set that you would be able to wear because all the tips are the exact same size, because I wanted to have the same surface space for each continent. So yeah, that's what I did. I took all of the same size from one of my nails that I don't really use. Like when I size them out, of course you're not going to fit every single size, so you're going to have a bunch of the sizes that you don't fit. So I went into one of my nail bunches and pulled out 7 of the same size to do one continent on each nail. And do you guys say continent, or do you pronounce the T and say continents? I don't know. I've heard it both ways. So I do want to say that this nail set, it wasn't difficult to do once I was able to start executing the designs, but it was difficult to try to think of how I wanted to represent each continent on each nail, because there's so many cultures all over the world, and I didn't want to make a junk nail set where I just put a whole bunch of different cultures on each nail. So I wanted to kind of hone in on one thing for each one, and I also wanted to think about how other people see the different continents. Like, what would they think of? Because if you're wearing this nail set or wearing a set with this design and you show someone your nails, would they be able to pick out which nail is for what continent? So that's what I was kind of thinking. So I kind of went a little bit basic on the nails, but there are different things you think of. This first nail is for Africa, and I just did the savanna. So I did a sunset background with a tree and some birds and a sun to represent the savanna. Now for me personally, when I think of Africa, the first thing I think of is Egypt. And I do have some Egypt style nail gems, but I didn't use any type of nail gems on this set. I don't think I did. But the first thing I think of when I think of Africa is Egypt. But I wanted to just go, like I said, a little bit more basic. I feel like a lot of people, the first thing they think of when they think of Africa is they probably think of the Lion King. So I thought to do a nice sunset savanna nail. You definitely get Africa vibes from looking at this design. I had so much fun using this Model 1's color cube that I got years ago. I don't even think they make these anymore. I have 2 of them. One that's like neon colors, and then I have this one. I don't know. I don't think they make these anywhere, but I got these so long ago, and they're easy. They're just like those gel polish that's out now that people use for pat gels. They're like the same concept. So I just did that to give me a good blend without having to use an airbrush. And this video will be sped up 2 times speed, because if I don't speed it up and I just leave it as is, this nail video would be about 2 hours long. It actually took me about maybe like 4.5 hours to do the entire set, and I did the whole thing in one sitting. So I didn't take breaks. I did the whole thing in one sitting, about 4.5 hours. I had a lot of fun creating it, and thank you so much to the subscriber that requested this. They're also the same ones that requested the candy nails and My Little Pony nails. So thank you so much for challenging me, because this definitely was a challenge. And I always constantly say this in videos that I am not an artist, but this definitely made me feel like one. You know, like drawing all the flowers and things like that without using any nail stickers or charms or gems or anything like that. It made me want to get back into painting, because I have a lot of painting supplies. I used to paint all the time. It kind of made me want to get back into it by doing this nail set. So this next nail set is to represent Asia, and this is actually a redo because when I went to edit this video, I realized I didn't record any of this nail. So I went in and I redid the nail again. So the clip that you see here, the nail in the end shot might look a little different from this nail because it's not the same nail. I had to recreate the nail since I didn't have the footage because I wasn't recording. I thought it was recording, but it wasn't, but that's okay. So to represent Asia, I decided to do Japanese cherry blossoms on the nail. Like I said, I didn't want to go too difficult for this set. And a lot of people I know, when they first think of Asia, they might think of anime, they might think of K-pop, they might think of manga and things like that. But you also have to remember that there's also India. So that's in Asia. If you didn't know, now you do. India is in Asia, so you have to think about that culture and everything. And I decided to do the Japanese cherry blossom because it is very recognizable. Like I said, I wanted someone to be able to see these nails and to be able to say, and if I say each nail represents a continent, I want them to be able to say, oh yes, that's Asia, you know? And I think doing the Japanese cherry blossom would do that because it is even a Bath and Body Works scent named after it, Japanese cherry blossom. And again, with this nail, I used my Miss Pink Nails palette to pat a aura pink on the center without having to use an airbrush. If you want to do a technique like this, you will need a thicker gel. So usually the polishes that come in the palettes like this one, they're typically thicker and it makes it a lot easier. The polish that's come in the bottle, you might not be able to get as smooth of an airbrush look with a thinner polish. So just keep that in mind. And again, if you live in one of these places and your culture is not specifically represented, then I'm sorry. Of course, I cannot do every single culture on a nail to represent just one continent. We'd be here forever if I took every country and every continent and did a nail for each one. We'd be here forever. So I just tried to pick the most recognizable things so you can just know which nail represents what. But to prepare for this nail set, I did so much research on the continents. So much geography research went into this nail set, and I like learning, so I didn't mind. And I'm not going to give you guys a school lesson and, you know, talk about everything about the continents because you're probably just here for the nails. So we're not going to do all that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun learning about the continents and learning stuff that I didn't know before, and then refreshing myself on things that I knew but I didn't remember, but I remember learning about it in school. So yeah, let me know what you think of this nail set, and are you from Asia? Have you seen Japanese cherry blossoms in person? Like, have you traveled to Asia to go see them? Let me know. I'm in Philly and we have the Philadelphia Flower Show every single year, and I have never been, and I'm pretty sure they probably have Japanese cherry blossoms there at the flower show, but I've never been. But it is my goal to one day go to the Philadelphia Flower Show. This next nail is South America, and it was recorded. The first part of this nail was in the same clip as the original Japanese cherry blossom nail, but like I said, I lost that clip, so I don't have it. So I just painted the nail with a bright yellow, a neon yellow green color. I painted on some leaves, and then I used the powder to go over top to just give it even more brightness. So I painted on the leaves with a white polish. I cured it, and then I went over top of it with the powders. Okay, so you paint your base color on, put a top coat on top of that, then go in and paint your design with a white polish, and then use your powder, and the powder will only stick to the white parts because you put a top coat on over top of the base color. So that's how you get that. This is the same technique I do with Lisa Frank nails and everything like that. I couldn't decide if I wanted to use stickers for flowers on this nail or what. So this is me trying to decide, do I want to use a flower? And I do stick a flower on a nail, but then I realized I don't like it. First of all, it doesn't stand out that much. So I didn't really like it. So I took that off, and then I went in with my other flowers, and I didn't like that either. So I decided to just leave the nail as is, plain. I think it looks great as it is. It didn't need anything else. So this next nail is to represent North America. So yeah, that's what this is for. I decided to do a dream catcher to represent the natives. I actually have a dream catcher in the room that I film in. I have a dream catcher like right above the door. I have one there. I've had it for like a long time. I don't remember where I got it from, but so that's what I modeled it after, the dream catcher that I own. And I had a lot of fun doing this nail set. This was probably the most difficult one because there were a lot of lines and everything. So I don't know how much I liked this nail. It was the most difficult, but I think I could have did better. You do get Dreamcatcher vibes from it, so I like the fact that you can recognize that as a Dreamcatcher, but I think I could have made my lines a little bit thinner and more crisp. But we have what we have, and the North American nail was a Dreamcatcher. So yeah, it's too many cultures. It's too many cultures, so I decided to just do the natives and Dreamcatcher. I think it works. I would be interested to know in the comments, what would you use, or what design or motif or whatever would you use to represent the continents? And also, what would you use to represent your specific culture? I'm interested and curious to know what you would use to represent your culture and how you would represent each of the continents on a nail. Like, would you do something like a junk nail and try to encompass as many cultures as you could on a nail? Or would you be like what I'm doing and just go more simple and pick one thing to represent the entire continent? So do you see what I mean here when I said I wish I would have made the lines a little bit more like thinner so you can see that background color and you can see these circle shapes a little bit better? I think using black was maybe too harsh. Like maybe I should have used a like lighter gray or a dark gray color to do those lines, because sometimes black can just come off a little too harsh, and that's probably what I should have did. But I do get Dreamcatcher vibes from it. When I look at it, I think Dreamcatcher. I know I'm the one that did it, but I think Dreamcatcher. And let me know what you think. Let me know how you like this set, or if you would use different colors. I don't know why this blue just kind of like, it just spoke to me. The Dreamcatcher that I have is not this color, but it looks very similar. The design is very similar. And if you're still here watching, you should consider subscribing. Help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Also check me out on my other social medias such as Pinterest and TikTok. I do not have an Instagram page, but I don't know if you think I should make an Instagram page just strictly for nails. Let me know in the comments below. I probably won't create one until I get a second phone, if that's what I decide to do for filming. Instead of buying a camera, just buying a second phone. If I decided to do that, then I would have a different phone number, and then I would create an Instagram so there's a brand new number, so I don't have to have it suggesting people from my contacts, because it'll be a brand new phone with a brand new number and there will be no contacts. Instagram is just not a social media platform that I'm really interested in. I had an Instagram page for maybe like 3 or 4 years before I realized I hadn't posted a picture in like a year. So what's the point of having it? So I wound up deactivating. I had the same revelation with Facebook. I had Facebook since I was in high school, and then I had it in my first year of college. My second year of college, I deactivated Facebook because I realized I wasn't using it, and I didn't really care to see updates from like people I went to high school with. So this next nail set is to represent Europe. And like every other area, there's way too many cultures. I know a lot of people, when they think of Europe, you might think that I'm going to do an Eiffel Tower or Big Ben or something like that. No, I'm going to do a meander design, because when I think of Europe, I immediately think of Greek mythology. I think of the Colosseum and things like that. That's what I think of when I think of Europe. So I decided to do this meander design using gold chrome powder. So I went on and I painted my black base, went over top of that with this matte top coat from Goy, which is created specifically to use chrome powder with. Then I went in with the functional gel from Born Pretty. I drew the design on there, cured that, and then rubbed the chrome powder on top. So with the meander design, there are many different versions that you can do. I did a more simple one because I'm doing it on a nail. It's not on like a big painting or anything like that. But I really love this. I think the reason why I think Greek mythology when I think of Europe is because last year I did a whole series on the zodiacs. So every month I uploaded a zodiac video. You should check out that playlist or go find your zodiac and watch it. And I gave the Greek story behind the zodiac, or the most popular Greek story, because some zodiacs have multiple stories on how the zodiac came to be a constellation. Some of them only have one, but I went with the most popular story for each one, and I gave the story, I gave the traits and all of that stuff like that in each video. So definitely, if you haven't watched your zodiac video, then go check it out and learn a little Greek mythology. I love Greek mythology. You might also see this nail set, this design that I'm doing, and you might think Versace. The Versace pattern is modeled after the Greek key or the meander design. So that's what the Versace pattern is. It is a Greek symbol. So that's why this nail might look like Versace to you. But you'll usually see these patterns underneath sculptures and things like that. It might not necessarily be in gold like this one. That's why it gives Versace, because it's black and gold. But I'm sure that you have seen this pattern or a similar pattern around, either in clothing or in artwork and things like that. And now you know. this next set is to represent Australia. When I think of Australia, like a lot of you probably think Steve Irwin, you think kangaroo, maybe a koala bear. I also think surfing. When I think of Australia, I think of, surfing culture. But I decided to go with an Aboriginal dot pattern design to represent Australia. This is like my third or fourth time trying to do this design because the other ones that I didn't really like it. Luckily, I had it cured, so I was able to just wipe the nail clean and start again. The reason why I chose to do Aboriginal dot pattern is because the Aboriginal Australians are included in the various indigenous people of the Australian mainland and many of its islands. So kind of like with the North America nail, I did dream catchers to represent the natives. That's what I did with Australia. Instead of going more for Steve Irwin or kangaroos or surfing, I wanted to just do something for the Aboriginal Australians. And I researched so many Aboriginal dot pattern art, and I was going to try to recreate one of them on the nail, but they're so intricate and they're so beautiful, I couldn't do it. So I decided to be original and just do my own, and I hope you like it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Last but not least, we have Antarctica. So I used this Savvy Land sticky 3D gel, sculpting gel, and I put it underneath the nail. And then I took a silicone tool and I kind of like smashed it up to kind of give it like crushed ice or an ice glacier kind of look. I don't know, but that's what I did with the bottom. So I did that on the bottom of the nail. I just didn't have it recorded. And then I went in and I blended white with a jelly blue color. Now on this nail, I did use stickers on this nail. I used snowflake stickers to just represent just snow, I guess. I also, when I think of Australia, I do think of like penguins, and I think of the movie Happy Feet. Was that even set in Australia? I have no idea, but that's what I think of. I could not draw a penguin, and I do have penguin stickers. They're on the same sticker sheet as the snowflake stickers, but because I didn't do any animals on any of the other nails besides the African nail, I did do birds because it's the sky. You have to put birds in the sky, right? So I just decided to just do some snowflakes on this one. This was the easiest nail to do. Also, coming to the end of the set, this was the last nail I did, and like I said, this nail set took 4.5 hours, and I was just like tired. So usually when you start to get to the end of something, you just want to make things a little bit easier for you. So that's what I did. And also, I don't know what else to think of when I think of Australia. I don't know, but like I said, this nail set took me a long time, 4.5 hours, and I was able to edit it down to almost 30 minutes. I cut out a lot, and also speeding it up 2x speed helped a lot. So I do apologize if it is too fast, or if you feel like it's going too fast for you. I do apologize for that, but I didn't want to upload an hour-long video. This is the final nail design, and to be honest, you guys, I love this. This is another nail set that I love. I've been loving every single nail set that I've done this year so far. Last year was a little rocky. Some of the sets I would do, I'll be like, I don't know if I really like this, but I would still post a video. But so far, these past like few months, I've been loving every set that I've been doing, and I think I'm just getting better and better at art, at nail art specifically, and learning new techniques and things like that. So thank all of you that I'm subscribed to that teach me techniques all the time. You guys teach me stuff all the time, and I love it. Definitely let me know how you think I did. Be honest. If you hate it, tell me you hate it. Tell me how you would represent all of the continents in a nail set, and how you would represent your specific culture on a nail. I'm interested and I'm curious to know. Also, to my subscriber that requested this set, I really hope you love it. I hope you enjoyed this entire video. Definitely let me know what you think in the comments below. If you want to request a design or something, you can do that in the comments below. Just know that I do film on a schedule, so I have all of the rest of the videos for July, and I think most of August already mapped out. So I already know what I want to film. I just haven't filmed it yet. And I already know what day of the week I want to upload it on. So if you do request a nail set, just know it might not come quickly. It might take a month for me to do it, because I plan my schedule in advance. If I didn't plan in advance, then I would probably not upload YouTube videos, because I need a plan and a schedule. That is the only way that I will stay on track with filming and recording and editing, since I only have the weekend to do it. So I batch film in the weekend. On the weekend, I upload 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I film and edit them all on the weekend, because I cannot film or edit during the week. So I do have a little bit of a busy weekends. You know, I don't do anything else. Like, I don't go out, I don't do none of that stuff. So I just film the nail content. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to give this video a like before you exit out. You can check out some other of my videos if you want. Definitely check out my zodiac playlist, or check out just your specific zodiac and learn about the Greek story behind your zodiac if you don't know it already. Hit the post notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Again, I upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I try to upload more into like early evening time frame, for as far as like Eastern Standard Time. That's when I try to upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you, or you'll see me, in the next one. Bye guys.
Hey, Roman numeral 7 days, drop it like it's hot. If this world was mine, I'd take your dreams and make them multiply. If this world was mine, I'd take your enemies in front of God. Introduce them to that life. If it was me with the fire. Hey, Roman numeral 7 days, drop it like it's hot. If this world was mine, I'd take your dreams and make them multiply.